we have them Pasadena with American Outdoor News. And there were hunters, there were mountain men, there still was. So thanks for taking the time to speak to us today.
Hey man, this is going to be fun.
So, let me ask you something. You are more of a primitive hunter.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, what makes one sit down and say, hey, I want to hunt with a logo?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, you know, my whole life I've been drawn to hunting, not because I want to kill stuff. And, you know, I've always enjoyed the hunt and the excitement of closing the distance and tricking my quarry, you know. But I've hunted so much throughout my life, and I know a lot of seasoned hunters, you know, feel that way, that there comes a point where you're not getting the thrill out of it, like you maybe your first 50 shot, you know, your first roll to 22, you know. Yeah. You migrate into, okay, I'm going to use a bow. Me, I found that primitive hunting, ever since I was a kid, I was throwing spears and low gun and stuff. I just love the challenge of trying to get in close, you know, sometimes so close you can smell the breath. And that just gives me a lot more fulfillment when I'm in the field trying to, you know, be successful with my spear and my low gun. And recently, because I have my own company where I build spears and I build really good low guns, you know, it's fun because I'm building them and I'm testing new low guns, darts, or I've got my new spear. I just came out with one that has fins on the back like an arrow. So, you know, it's exciting. It's all part of it. It's like deer hunting. Yeah, that's fun to deer hunt, but man, when you have your own food plots or you have your own farm, you're aging your deer, you're trying to manage them. The same way with my hunting. I like to be part of it everywhere from getting it, making my load out, and eventually the hunts and my spears. And, you know, that's just part of it. It brings a lot of excitement to me.
So I saw you hunting monkeys with the logo.
Yeah.
What was the distance and what kind of lung capacity and accuracy do you need to actually hit your well?
Yeah, well, you want to be accurate. And I've done it in Africa before where I used poison, which, you know, smashes it where you can. What you're talking about, we saw that on YouTube, possibly on television. Those have to be lung hits.
Yeah.
And so you wait for that monkey to give up the shot, you know, but they're quick. And a blow dart only travels about 100 to 3 feet per second. You get a good fast blow, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, so they're relatively quick enough to get out of the way unless you let them get really close.
Yeah.
So I set up my baits so that the monkeys were in there at about 5 to 9 yards, somewhere in there.
That's still a distance for the logo.
Yeah, but if I've got a rest and I'm on them and they show me the heart and lung area, pretty much they're going to get it. And you know, I use good little darts. I make a 3-blade now. It's thin. It's called a red tail. I sell them on the website, slockmaster.com. They're injection molded and sharpened as a razor, and I can kill any big game animal with them. A monkey or a baboon doesn't have a chance.
So what's the biggest game you can shoot with the logo?
Well, I've killed black bears.
Logo?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
You can watch it on YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
This year I killed a really nice stag in New Zealand. Killed some whitetails. Killed a beautiful mule deer in Mexico last year, or the year before last. And you know, anything you can get within range that's showing its vitals, you put a razor dart in it. If somebody shoots me right through here and out the backside with my razor dart, I got about 15 to 20 seconds to say my goodbyes, because that made me take down big game.
So is it illegal in all 50 states?
No, not big game animals. Like you can usually look at Alaska, Hawaii, most of Texas. I mean, you can't use it on whitetail down there. You use it on all exotics.
Yeah.
Of course, you can hunt all hogs. Africa, you can use it on everything. You know, it just depends where you're at. It's like anything. If you're in a blue state in the United States, chances are you won't be able to use nothing. But
I'm in a blue state.
Okay, well, if it's a red state, it's likely that you can hunt small game with my blowguns. You know?
So, spear hunting. How'd that come about?
I mean, I've been throwing
You
spears.
caught a lot of flack for that, didn't you?
I don't care what they say about me. They've been saying that about me since I was growing up, so I don't know. I'm not out to impress anybody. And they hate me for it. But you know what? A spear is the most ethical weapon you can use in the hunting industry right now. You say, what? Yeah. You know, people, if you shoot, they got rifles now, obviously. The guys are shooting elk in 1,400 yards. You know, they're shooting them a mile away.
Yep.
But, you know, ethics is not just about how well you can kill and how quick you can drop your game, but it's about, are we giving the animal a fair chance?
Yeah.
But when you got a spear in your hand, that animal's got the most fair chance in the world. He's going to use all 5 of his senses and probably the 6th sense to get away. And trust me, they have a 6th sense.
Yeah.
Oddad are the prime example of it. That you can have the wind perfect, everything in your favor. You can be hidden completely in the dark, and they'll get into about 6-7 yards, and sometimes they won't get another inch closer, but they know. And I don't know how they figure it out. Big whitetails are the same way. With a spear, you got to get him close to kill him. Now the great thing about a spear is, if I slip up and throw it and it hits him back far, like in the stomach, or he whirls to run and it goes through his hips or his butt or up through his shoulder and neck, that spear is so big and so sharp when it goes in his body and he takes off running and that big 6-7 foot long pole is moving on him, it takes him out and away. I speared Cape Buffalo in Africa. I speared a couple this year with it. I speared all the big game animals and never lose. I speared a buffalo the other day. After I was filling my freezer, 60 seconds, that buffalo was dead out there on the prairie, still dead. And I've seen guys hammer on the 300 mags, you know, and not get those bulls to go down. That spear takes them out every time.
Well, it's one of the first ways that, you know, mankind learned to hunt.
Absolutely, man. There's not a more ethical, traditional way to harvest game than with a spear. But if you're hungry, you might need a rifle.
So, why isn't it widely used?
Well, I think that's changing. That's changing because a lot of people are buying spears now. They go to my website. I make the best spears in the world. They buy lots of them. And I can see the chart going up higher and higher. Now there's other states making illegal spear whitetails in Nebraska. It looks like that Arkansas is going to make it legal this year in Arkansas for bears and deer. And when they do that, you can bait down there, which exponentially makes it easier to spear an animal. So I'm very excited about it. You can spear in Texas, you can spear in Hawaii, spear all the big game animals in Alaska. There's a few great states left that we believe men are men and we can hunt as our ancestors did or our forefathers. And so I appreciate those states that are, you know, willing to fuck the crybabies out there and the liberals that are trying to take them from us.
Yeah.
And they stand by their code and let us hunt like we do.
So what do we need to do to make them more widely accepted in the United States?
You know, you've all heard it before. If you need to change something, you've got to call your state rep. You know, you got to ask your game and fishing director, why can't we spear him? You know, what do we have against spearing? It's the most ethical means there is. So why can't I hunt the game animals?
Yeah.
You know, spear hunting would benefit every game and fish. Arizona, for example, if you live in a good spot in Arizona where there's big bull elk, you wait sometimes 15 years to draw a tag. That's because the game and fish are trying to manage the resource and get as many people access with as limited amount of kill as possible. Because if they let everybody hunt, they'll kill all the elk. There won't be none left in that unit. But if they would allow us to spear hunt, the success rate by spear hunters would be less than 4% probably.
Yeah.
And so, which would allow numerous more people to go elk hunting. I know personally that I would rather sit in the trees for 15 years and kill one elk than to not be allowed to hunt at all. Hunting is about listening to the bulls in the timber usually, seeing all the other creatures, being in the wild, being part of nature. It's not about drawing blood. That's an end result. And if they let us spear hunt in these states, the game and fish could raise tons more money, not hurt the resource, and give guys the opportunity to hunt elk. They may not kill many of them, but who cares? It's their option. If they want to give, you know, $1,100 to come to Arizona and hunt a big bull, knowing that they're going to have a spear in their hand, it's going to be tough. that's the choice.
That's the challenge.
And so it makes no sense to me why any state would make it illegal to use the spear. It's sad, it's a travesty, and I beg for, anyone that has any kind of influence out there with your state reps or with your fishing game to speak up. And if you're on the fishing game board and you feel that I may be talking about something that makes sense, hey, give me a call. I'd be happy to, fly out to your state and talk to your game of fish as I have with other folks, and give you the real facts about your.
So you had an incident where you actually speak yourself.
Yeah, I dropped it. Well, I didn't really spear myself. I had my spear in a tree, razor sharp, and my camera dropped out and it fell on the ground. I was halfway down the tree and I slipped on a branch. Well, I forgot to secure my spear. It'd be like putting your 12 gauge up there with a slug in it pointing down and not securing your gun and flying them down.
Yeah.
But when I shook that tree, I shook my spear loose. And it came down and it went into my thigh. So that was a pretty long day.
How'd you get out of there?
I had my camera up at the top of the tree and my water, but I couldn't move my leg. I pulled the spear out and I had to stop the bleeding, and that was a nightmare. I couldn't climb back up the tree to get my radio, so I had to wait till dark till my PAs come looking for me.
Wow.
And I kept my composure, thank goodness, and looked through it. It could have went either way.
That could have turned over.
Excuse me. Yep, that was quite a deal. But yeah, I love spear hunting, and I sure look forward to doing it over and over and over.
Angie says she's a better spear hunter.
Yeah, she says a lot of things. Angie actually is probably the one of the best spear hunters in the world. She is patient, is extremely accurate. When you put patience and accuracy together, she never drops a spear unless it's right, and never seen her lose an animal. She spears them, kills them outright, and they usually die fast, but she's involved. She's a killer. She's a little mouthy, but other than that, she's pretty good.
She backs it up.
Yes, she does.
So what's next?
Well, I'm not spear hunting, but I'm going to try to kill my first desert bighorn for next week. I'm going down to Sonora, Mexico. It's a little dangerous down there, but I'm looking for a good hunt. Do some predator calling with my Fox Pro, and you never know what's going to happen here in Mexico.
Yeah, that's a fact.
There might be
hunted by the cartel.
Well, there might be some stuff down there. You go to Mexico, you leave it in Mexico. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yep. All right, well, I appreciate your time.
Hey, man, you're doing a good job.
Thanks again.
Great magazine. Man, proud of you. That's fantastic. Soul handedly did that yourself. That's fantastic. Keep up the good work. Good for America, good for the hunter.
Absolutely.
All right.